Hey, welcome back to another episode of Life Between Loads. It's week whatever the hell in rad tech school, and it honestly feels like my life went through the heavy-duty wash cycle. A mix of exams, some clinical shifts, busted wrists, and way too many positions to fold into my little tiny peanut brain. Let's get into it. So Monday was Labor Day, which means no school. Yay! But did I rest? No. I did what every other sane person does on an off day. Laundry and homework. Piles of clothes and piles of homework. Who wouldn't want to spend their off day like that? And I also had to fit in some studying for Wednesday's positioning exam. So I'm stressing pretty hard. But I did get a lot of work done. I was a productive little bee that day, I'll say that. And at least a little drier in my brain wasn't too completely clogged with lint, so that's nice. Tuesday, clinical day, 12:30 to 9 this week. I was assuming that I'd be able to sneak in some studying during the downtime because it's always downtime at my clinical site. But, surprise, this was my busiest shift yet, of course. 16 total scans, 1 trip to the OR, and my first standing chest comp, which I actually passed, so that's a huge win. So that brings me to 2 comps, and actually it should have been 3, but when I tried to do an elbow comp, I did everything right, I positioned correctly, I shielded the patient, didn't miss a shot. But then, what I did do was put the wrong marker on there. Instead of the left, I put the right. God damn it. And honestly, the tech was willing to let it slide, but I told him, nah, it's alright, I'll get it next time. There'll be another elbow, because I'm sure somebody's going to look at it and then take it back because it's the wrong thing, you know what I mean? Moral of the story is integrity over convenience, even if it means eating the L. Not gonna lie though, I was very close to fucking taking it. Anyway, so throughout the whole shift, I managed to get 5 supervised scans, including the comps. And honestly, I'm starting to feel a little more confident, pushing around that portable machine. And I'm taking the lead instead of the techs. I'm starting it up. I'm choosing the patient. I'm choosing the views. I'm feeling good. So anyway, get home late, cram in some dinner, and then I crack the books one last time before bed because, sleep is optional when you're in school. So Wednesday, positioning exam, 9 a.m. I woke up early for a last-minute study sesh because, again, what is sleep? Speed through some flashcards, go over the review one last time, and then I head out to the campus. Now get this, during the exam, I felt surprisingly good. I'm kind of blowing through this exam, and I even finish first, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, I don't want to be the first person to get up. So now I'm assuming that I must have missed the question because why am I done first? Who the fuck am I? So I honestly am just sitting there scrolling through to check the answers until someone else got up, and then I got up. And this was a good one because it scored it right when you were done. And so right when I was done, I saw 85, baby. At this point, anything above passing is just that's what I'm looking for, bitch. So I get home, I celebrate with a nice dinner with the wife, and then I take the dog out for a walk. And while I'm on the walk, I re-aggravate an old injury on my wrist. God damn it. And so now I'm rocking a wrist brace like it's a goddamn fashion statement. And if you've ever had a reactive dog, you know, they see another pup and all of a sudden you're water skiing down the goddamn sidewalk. So Thursday, I'm on my way to clinicals and I'm debating on the drive, do I wear the brace or not? Because on one hand, I don't want to look weak or feeble or something. I don't know if it's an ego thing. And then on the other hand, I also don't want to fuck up my wrist even more. So I chose survival mode and I just wore the brace. And honestly, it didn't slow me down too much because I even knocked out 2 comps, a geriatric chest x-ray and a 3-view hand series. So that brings me to 4. Although I still do need the supervisor's approval on these images, which means there's always a chance that she hits me with a reset because one of my classmates actually got a comp rescinded for positioning not being 100%. So I'm just crossing fingers that mine don't get tossed in the reject pile also. Because my classmate, I feel like she's better than me. So if hers got thrown away, I'm just kind of freaking out about mine, but I'm trying to not think about it. So Friday, we're back to positioning lab, and instructors decided that, we weren't stressed enough. So they hit us with 7, yes, you heard it, 7 new views for the ribs. And this is on top of the ones that we learned last week on the shoulder, the clavicle, and the scapula. So now we're juggling like 15 views that we can all be simmed on. And that's a lot, dude. And it would be one thing, like, if I saw them a lot, like, at my clinical site, but I don't see shit, like, any of these in my clinical site. I've seen, like, 2 shoulders total, and, like, no clavicle, scapula, like, ribs. What the hell are we talking about? All I'm getting is chests on old people. Come on. Yeah, whatever. I digress. I got some good practice in after, like, learning the positions, and, I'm feeling, like, semi-okay. The sims are in 2 weeks, and at this point, my brain's just kind of feeling like a wrinkled bed sheet, like, no ironing is going to help right now. But I was able to wrap up the week with something way better, a comedy show with the wife. One of my favorite things to do, a good comedy show. We got to see Steph Tolev again, and she is absolutely hilarious. So after a week of like markers gone wrong, fucking exams, dog-related injuries, like laughing until your stomach hurts is exactly what you need. Comedy is like fabric softener for your soul, It just makes everything feel a little lighter. Even if you're stuck in the spin cycle, you're still feeling good, baby. So yeah, that was week 9 of RadTech school, Labor Day wasn't really a day off. Tuesday, I get humbled with a comp fail because the damn marker. Wednesday, I'm feeling good because the 85, but then I injured the wrist. Thursday, got those 2 comps, and then Friday, I get a bunch of fucking views. So, whatever, I don't know. At least I got the end of the week on some great laughs, so. Thanks for sticking around for this week's recap. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that bullshit. We'll see what life's got in store for us next week. Clean clothes, dirty thoughts. See you next load.